Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, on Tuesday revealed that her 65th birthday fundraising initiative has generated over 20 billion naira towards the completion of the National Library project in Abuja, marking what she describes as her gift to the nation. Speaking at a special lunch with the State House correspondents, the First Lady defended her choice to mobilize funds for the library project instead of conventional birthday festivities, emphasizing her personal connection to education and libraries.
In this short while, money is still going. The one for today, have you converted it? Not yet, you see. And it's going to go again. So we have 20 billion, 456 million, 188,924 and 93 kobo, and it's still growing. Trust me, it is still growing. This is what we can do as a nation. But, you know, Mr. President said I should take a newspaper advert to acknowledge all the people that did donate. But please, can we be seated? As an Ijebu girl, so press, when I want to celebrate people, I would do that. But to me, I'm counting on all the money I could get.
As an Ijebu woman, she was able to raise all that money. Ijebu know they carry last, but I know she's also happy Ishekiri, right?
When you say Ijebu, I'm looking at an Egbama.
Oh, sorry, are you Ijebu? Correct guy, Ruby on fire.
So you share heritage with the First Lady.
Well, all right. In the meantime, the First Lady's fundraising announcement comes amid criticism from opposition figures, particularly former presidential candidate Peter Obi, who questioned the correctness of relying on birthday donations to complete critical national infrastructure. And I'll read Peter Obi's tweet in part. He wrote on X, "What kind of country must beg for charity to build the very temple of knowledge? What kind of leaders waste trillions on luxury and vanity, while the National Library, our intellectual furnace, remains abandoned in the capital? Serious nations treat libraries as sacred, but here we reduce them to afterthoughts, begging bowls or birthday tokens." Mrs. Tinubu was right. Education is the most enduring legacy a nation can give its people. Yet, to know this truth and still prioritize vanity is both shocking and tragic. If Nigeria will rise, it will not be on the wings of jets or the splendor of mansions, but on the strength of minds formed in classrooms and nourished in libraries. Until then, the lament remains true. We are finished. And that was the title of his post on X, We Are Finished. Meanwhile, the First Lady's 20 billion naira fundraising success has generated mixed reactions online, with supporters praising the First Lady's education focus, while critics question why citizens should fund what they consider basic government responsibilities through birthday donations. I'll take this post. Cassandra wrote on X, "It seems like billions in naira has become gari and beans in Nigeria. It's no longer what can Nigeria do for you under Nigeria's current leadership. It is now what can leadership collect from you, or so it seems." And I'm sure that, a lot of people will agree, because it seems like, the First Lady was able to raise all that money. Meanwhile, Ayodele Ademiluyi, the convener of the Ife and Arts Festival, has filed a lawsuit against the First Lady for raising funds for the completion of the National Library headquarters in Abuja. Ademiluyi is asking the court to compel the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission to investigate the bank account used for the donations, and for the First Lady and Zenith Bank to disclose the total amount raised and provide a full account of how the money was used. The lawsuit also seeks an order for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to allocate at least 26% of the 2026 federal budget to education, which of course is a recommendation by UNESCO. Dr. Vati, over to you.
The first thing, in terms of principle, intention, involvement, We have consistently said Mrs. Oluremi Tinubu, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, means well. She didn't want her birthday at 65 to be used for the purpose of vainglory. And it was in that regard that she called on people not to place adverts, not to send out gifts, but to contribute to the building of the National Library project. Why this is remarkable is that National Library project has been on the table since 2006. When the federal government first made allocations for that, for the building of that library, they allocated 8.2 billion naira, which was a lot of money in 2006. Now, money has been budgeted for that same, National Library, to the extent that as recently as last year, we were told that that National Library by the Federal Ministry of Education will be completed this year. So here comes Mrs. Tinubu. In just 5 days, she has been able to raise over 20 billion.
5 days.
Now, the gentleman who is asking for a probe, the people that need to be probed are the people who have been mismanaging that project since 2006. We want to know how much was budgeted over the years, what they did with the initial 8.2 million, and why Nigeria does not have a national library, which is something that you will find in other countries where there are serious-minded people in charge. You'll be surprised that these same people over the years who have been in government, some of them have put money together to go and build private universities. They've used money to acquire properties, either in Florida or in other parts of America. But here, they cannot use government resources to provide a library. Number two is that the question should also be asked about the nature of our society. If Senator Oluremi Tinubu were not the First Lady of Nigeria, would she be able to raise over 20 billion in 5 days?
How, Dr. Abati?
My own birthday is coming very soon. Maybe we should test it.
Yes, let's test it. We can make an announcement on what's trending.
And see whether I will be able to raise 1 billion in 1 year. In other words, I'm saying that, there's...
don't worry, all 10 of us will donate for 1 million. That's like...
I know the lady from Mkwata is very capable. But what I say is that, there's also the social dimension to all of this. Now, to Mr. Peter Obi. Mr. Peter Obi was making the point about leadership. In fact, he's not the only one who made that point. Mr. Jide Ologun, this last Sunday, on This Day Live, made the same point. When we were congratulating the senator, he said, look, he thinks that it's shameful that it has to take the wife of the president to say that a national project should be completed through donations. And that this should be the responsibility of government, not just at the federal level. Once upon a time in this country, we used to have local government libraries. Yeah. When I was in Silver Spring, the library in that community was so good that you could go there to borrow books, to go and read. Here in Nigeria, nobody is reading books. Yeah. And that's why, the people who look down on Africans, they will say, if you don't want an African to know about something, just put it in a book. That culture has to change. If we want our children in the future to compete, we must cultivate the culture of literacy, of reading, of, intellection. But as for Mrs. Tinubu's intentions, I think she's well-intentioned.
All right, fantastic. I did say this earlier. There's nothing wrong with using charity for education. I think it is, the most enduring legacy we can gift our children. So at this point, I'll say congratulations to Senator Oluremi Tinubu, the legendary First Lady of Nigeria.